Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Monday collective update, this wonderful Monday musing series. I look forward very much to seeing all of you tomorrow night when Tim Wilde and myself go to Andromeda and we do the wonderful workshop, Andromedan Wisdom, and the big collective release. And it's perfectly divinely timed as well, because we found out a couple of days ago that the 4th of the 4th is actually in a divine alignment with Andromeda on that day, and you just can't make it up. So look forward to seeing you there live or on the replay. And I also look forward to seeing you on Wednesday the 12th as we do the workshop, Getting to Know Your Team of Light. So if you want to know your team of light better, more intimately, that workshop is for you. But for now, let's go to the topic of today, which is rebirth. We are coming up to the 4-4 portal. We are coming up to a very powerful time. It's a very charged time, a very powerful time. This past week has been a very watery week. There's been conjunctions happening left, right, and center. And it brings up some really powerful and important things. And let's just talk about those just for a moment. And I do just want to say, if you are feeling a lot of emotion and you would like some support, then the Pleiadian healing that I offer, the 3-day Blue Rose healing, will be very helpful for you right now. That's listed below. But let's go right to this topic here, rebirth. Death of the old to make way for the new. Because this is the thing, and it's interesting, I find, because we are getting called to clear out our waters. What does that mean? Well, the body is electrical. The body is electrical before anything else. It's vibrational, it is electrical. Before it's biological, it's electrical. Before there is chemical hormones and, moving through your body, and before the organs do their thing and the brain waves do whatever, we're electrical. Each cell holds voltage. So what does that mean? It also holds emotion. There's been a lot of discussion on the nervous system, and we'll go into that a little bit tomorrow night as well. But there's been a lot of discussion on the nervous system, and some things that the star beings have been bringing through, which I really want to share here, is it is time to stop intellectualizing. It is time to stop intellectualizing healing. We must pair it with recognition that the body is its own electrical system with wires. It's like a circuit board, and we've got water all in it. We've got water all in it. That is what is happening when we are releasing right now. And things that are coming up, things from the past, without having an experience in the now moment to trigger an emotional response, we are unable to access those old emotions. We may have only been on our spiritual path for maybe a couple of years, maybe 10, maybe 20, but everyone has experiences where there was a lot of emotion. And you can watch other videos that I've done in star channelings where we talk about where those emotions come from and what their purpose is. But let's just talk really briefly about what happens when we have an emotional response. It goes into the system, it goes into the body, into our electrics. The Arcturians spoke about this a lot half a year ago. So if you want to go back to my star channelings, they spoke about this a lot in the direct channelings before the eclipses then. And it's coming up right now again, the eclipses now. Because the electrical circuits, when they're filled with water, they short, they spark. So our energy gets drained, it gets depleted. We have situations create itself, right? But that can't continue if we're going forward into this space, this earth, this place that we're creating, that we're inspiring, of connectivity, of oneness, of joy. And so we must experience what some call death moments. They don't have to be dark nights, they don't have to be painful. But what makes it painful is our ignorance to our body. What makes it painful is our intellectualizing. What that means is we take it up to our mind. We think about what we're feeling. We analyze it. We go, what am I feeling? I think I'm feeling. What am I feeling? Let me put a word to it. Let me put it in a box, in a category. That doesn't actually help the healing of it, because to release those emotions, we have to feel it. So for example, if you've had an experience many years ago, could be years and years and years ago, it could be a lifetime ago even, and it was big and it was emotional, and those emotions didn't fully release, because emotions, they release through elements. let me say that in a different way. Emotions are released through elements. So air, are we speaking it, screaming it, singing it? Are we doing that to alchemize our emotions? Fire, are we moving our body? Are we expressing in strength and energy? Are we punching a pillow? Are we moving and dancing? Are we doing backflips? What are we doing? Water, are we crying? Are we releasing through tears? Earth, are we sleeping? Are we being still? Are we doing practical things like planting in the garden or pottery or something tactile? That's how we process emotions, really, in our human form. So many of us don't offer ourselves the time and the space to do that, right? So all those times that we've not processed, they kind of collect in frequency groups. So when we feel something that is despair, for example, let's look at despair. If we feel something like the energy of despair, every time we feel something of despair, that adds to that group, that adds to that group, that adds to that group, and it stores within us, within our body somewhere. There is only so far intellectualizing can get us in releasing that. Only so far we can visualize the healing without the body actually releasing it too. If we don't do it in the body, we've missed the point of the physical world we're in. We're in an embodied world. And an embodied world, to create a new world, we have to embody it. We have to move it through our being. So what parts of your body is holding on to things? And you'll know because there'll be an ache, or there'll be a pain, or it'll be tight, or it'll want to twitch. Let your emotions move through you. Let them move out of you. Because when we can practice releasing healthily our emotions, that doesn't mean act from them, right? It doesn't mean act from them. It doesn't mean I feel this way, so I'm going to write this message, I'm going to do this action, I'm going to do this and this. We can feel emotion and just let the emotion be felt, while still hearing our higher self speak to us, say, all is well. It's just process. It is illusion trying to go home to love, home to the heart. So let it. Because if we don't do it now, when it's building right as it is, it's building as it is. If we don't do it right now, we'll have to do it later. So do it while it's cosmically aligned. Do it whilst there's the encouragement in the space. Do it while there is the momentum collectively as well. Let's take a moment to pause so we don't act from the emotion, but let the emotion move through you and release. It is a time of rebirth right now. Historically, cyclically, spherically, it is a time of rebirth. So to rebirth, we must allow the death. And the death is something that is eternal as well as the life. To have eternal life, we must have eternal death. So that means that the parts of us which are old and outdated, they release, they let go, they go back to the earth, to the mother, so that you can be reborn. It is rebirth time. It's been a powerful week for so many, with very old and ancient things coming up for you, coming up for us. I know I have had that, and everyone else that I've spoken to seems to have had that as well. So I'm going to presume that you have too. So let whatever is coming out, let it express. Give your space, give yourself the space to emote so that it can release. Do the ugly cry. Go into fetal position. Do what you need to do. But do it from a place where you know that all is well. And it is simply a process where you are creating space to expand who you are, to expand your light. I love you so very much. Thank you for tuning in. And I wonder how you're experiencing right now. I wonder if this is helpful. I wonder if you're watching this going, actually, yeah. And if so, let me know. Thank you for sharing and subscribing. Thank you for commenting and liking. So much love. So many blessings.